Hello students, today we will be reading class ninth Geography chapter number 1 India, Size and Location. India, which lies in the continent Asia and in northern hemisphere. What do you mean by northern hemisphere? On the earth, it lies completely in the northern hemisphere, that is in north of equator. So it lies completely in the northern hemisphere. Next is the latitudinal and longitudinal extent of India. When we are talking about latitude and longitude, you must remember there are latitude are these lines which run from west to east, the east to west running lines which are parallel to each other. These are latitudes, and these are parallel to each other. I'm not able to make exactly parallel, but these are parallel, and there is a distance of 111 kilometer. That is 111 kilometer between two latitudes. So these are also known as parallel. Then there are longitudes. Longitudes, you should remember, these are not parallel to each other. Between two longitudes, the distance is maximum at equator, but as we move towards pole, the distance keep on reducing. At pole, there is 0 kilometer difference. That means all the meridians or longitude converge at pole, both the poles, north pole and south pole. Total latitude 0 degree. Then in this way 23, 24, 25, last is here 90 degree. And in this side also, that is southern side also, here it is 0 degree, 90 degree south pole. Here 90 degree north is north pole. So these are latitudes and longitude. Now if we talk about the latitudinal and longitudinal extent of India, the southernmost tip of India, that is Kanyakumari, is at 8 degree 4 minute north, and the northernmost part (37 degree 6 minute north). Here if we talk about the westernmost, this is 68 degree minute east. (97 degree 25 minute east). These are two longitudes. Why we have written east on these two? Because 0 degree is prime meridian on the eastern side. All the longitudes are marked with east because they are on the eastern side of prime meridian longitude, which passes from Britain, and on western side, west. Like the latitudes which are in north of equator are marked north, and south of equator are marked south. So similarly here also east and west. So this is latitudinal and longitudinal extent of Indian mainland. Now here Indian mainland. Here we are not talking about the Indian Union. Now there are island groups also. So southernmost point of Indian Union is 6 degree 45 minute north. The southernmost island of Andaman Nicobar, known as Indira Point. Although Indira Point was submerged in water in 2004 tsunami. In the tsunami of 2004, this part has submerged underwater, but it is given in NCERT book, and question can be asked that which is the southernmost point of Indian Union, Indira Point, at 6 degree 45 minute north. Mainland 8 degree 4 minute. Northernmost 37 degree 6 minute. Westernmost 68 degree 7. And easternmost 97 degree 25 minute. East. Now, if we talk about the size of India, size is 3.28 million square kilometer. 3.28 million square kilometer. It is around 2.4% of the total area of the world. (15,200 kilometers) is the total length of land boundary of India. If we talk about coastline, it is 7,516.6 kilometer coastline. 7,516.6 kilometer is the length of the coastline, which include Andaman Nicobar Lakshadweep Island also. This is the land boundary, and this is total area. So these can be asked in one more question. Now the boundaries, the neighboring countries of India. The best way to learn the neighboring countries and states is to mark in a political map all the states of India along with union territories. 28 states, 8 union territories. The neighboring countries starting from Pakistan, western side Afghanistan, China, Nepal, Bhutan, Myanmar, Bangladesh, and the southernmost, like not exactly there, we are not sharing land boundary, but our neighboring countries, it all we include as a neighboring coastline, that is Sri Lanka and Maldives. Sri Lanka situated in the south of India here, and Maldives is in south of Lakshadweep Island. We are in two island group, that is Lakshadweep and here Andaman Nicobar. So these are the neighboring countries. Now next is the importance of coastline. Next is the importance of the location of India in the strategic position in the Indian Ocean. If we talk about the map, India is situated on the extreme north of Indian Ocean, as a crown of Indian Ocean. So the advantage is the trans-Indian Ocean routes connect Europe to East Asia. That is the if people are traveling from Europe to East Asia, Indonesia, Malaysia, or any other part, they have to pass through this route. So we had a strategic location. We had a close contact with them because they were passing from here. Second, this Deccan Peninsula, this peninsular part of India, helped us to be in contact with West Asia, like Saudi Arabia or these countries, or Africa. It was easy for us to be in contact with them. Even in the eastern part, we had a location was such that we were able to easily make contact with the other countries of the world. No other country is having such a long coastline in Indian Ocean, and it is the only country, yeah, we are the only one who are having an ocean named after a country. None of the countries having this privilege. Only India is having that the whole ocean is named after a country, that is Indian Ocean. Now, all these things have helped in establishing close contact with the other countries, like the ideas of Upanishad, Ramayana, Mahabharata, etc. We were able to give to the world because of these contacts. We were able to export muslin or spices from India to the other parts. We learned also many things from the other parts, like Greek sculpture or the Middle East, the idea of making dome and minarets. We have learned from the Western world, yeah, Middle East. From these parts, we were able to have close contact. So this was how we are able to establish the contact. Next is the standard meridian. So there is a time difference of 4 minutes between two longitude in the duration of sunlight. You know, suppose the sun rises here at a particular time. After 4 minutes on next longitude, the sun will rise. Then after 4 minutes here it will rise. So each longitude there is a time difference of 4 minutes. In India, if we talk, we are having around 30 longitudes. So there is a difference of around 30. So the time lag will be 30 into 4, that is 120 minutes. That is around 2 hours. Here Arunachal Pradesh is there. That's why the name is Arunachal Pradesh. Arun means sun. Arunachal Pradesh means the land of rising sun. So sun will rise here first and at last in Gujarat. So once the sun rises here, after 2 years the sunrise will be there in Gujarat. But in this way, if we calculate time, every place will have a different time and there will be a lot of confusion. So we adopted a standard meridian, the line which was passing from near the center of the country, that was 82 and half. 82 degree 30 minute east. Difference of around 15 this side and 15 this side. So this line is nearly in the center. It passes from Mirzapur in Allahabad. Now Allahabad is Prayagraj, Uttar Pradesh. And this we have adopted as the standard meridian because it passes from center. So whatever is the time here, the whole country will follow the same time. Clear? So this is the concept of a standard meridian. We are around 0 degree if we see, more than 5 hour difference is there. You can calculate 82 and half into 4. So it is 330 minutes difference between Greenwich and India. So from prime meridian we are having a difference of 330 minutes, that is 5.5 hours. So we are 5.5 hours ahead of Greenwich mean time. So because sun rises first in east, we are in the eastern hemisphere. Japan is known as the land of rising sun. So first sunrise will take place in Japan, then in India, and then in Britain. 0 degree, suppose this is 82 and here Japan is there. First sunrise Japan, then India and then in Britain. So we are 5.5 hours ahead of the Greenwich time. Now it is 82 and half into 4, it is 330. 330 means 5 hours 30 minutes. So I think the chapter must be clear.